This is me, one day on tea.
This is me, 26 weeks on tea. Hey guys, so here we are, 26 weeks on tea. Changes this week are my voice, definitely getting lower. Adam's apple, a wee bit more prominent, more noticeable. Definite changes in facial hair. As you can see, getting thicker, getting darker, getting more noticeable. Again, I shave it into this shape that it has. I'm getting a nice wee soul patch as well, which I'm quite happy about. So this week's been really good for my voice and that. Been pretty body dysphoric this week. Actually, don't really know why. Really struggling with the whole self-love thing this week, and trying to see and accept the new me every day. It's really hard to see past your old self every day, and dysphoria really makes sure of that. So I'm going to talk about just a lot of people have asked quite a lot of questions in terms of like things that I've been doing and what I don't do, and to kind of help along the way with change. So I think it was maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 videos ago, somebody on Instagram had asked me how I managed to tone my chest, and the easiest answer to that is bench pressing. I do a lot of bench work, flat, decline, incline. Usually do like 3 sets of 12 or 3 sets of 15, depending how good I'm feeling. Depending how good I'm feeling is how heavy the weights will go as well. If I'm feeling good, feeling strong, I'll just bench it, just whack on 20 kilo, because I'm only here myself. My brother's not here to bench me now because of COVID, so I'll whack on 20 kilo and just bounce away at that. If I'm having like a day where I'm sore and I need a bit of rest, I'll maybe come down the weight. It just depends, everybody works differently, but I do a lot of benching to help my chest and help define the pecs, so they look more like pecs than they do like mibs. But so there's that. I do that. I do a lot of inclined curling, do a lot of pull-ups, do a lot of dead hanging, with just my legs pointing at front, to build up my shoulders. I've kind of found that the bigger you make yourself look up here, and the more work you do in your shoulders, your back, your neck, your chest, it doesn't make the curve of your waist, and it doesn't make your waist and your hips look just as big. So that's like my aim. I've been trying to do that. So that's like something I've been doing since the minute I started tea until now. I've dropped in between a wee bit, no kept my exercise up, but I'm back at it now, and I'm trying really hard. I had a workout yesterday, and I'm having a workout after this video. So I'm trying hard. It's just, we all have good days and bad days, right? So there's that answers that question as to what I do to tone my chest. A lot of other people have asked me in regards to my facial hair that I've had grown if I've used minoxidil. I have not used any minoxidil since I started taking testosterone gel. I used it for about, I don't know, 2 months pre-tea, and all it really done was gave me decent sides, and made my moustache look slightly more prominent. I don't know. So no, I don't use minoxidil. This is purely my facial hair growth that I've had since I started tea. Genetically, my family are really hairy on both sides, my mum's side and my dad's side, and they've like all my uncles and like my brother and my dad have got like massive hair growths, massive beards. So I think I'm quite lucky genetically, and I think that's why at only 6 months really on tea that I've got a no bad amount of facial hair. And I think because I shave it into the shape I want, it makes it stand out more. I don't know. I think it does anyway, and it makes me feel better, so I'm just going to keep doing it. So there's that about my facial hair. In terms of diet, I eat more junk than what I eat anything else, so I'm never going to have a 6-pack because I'm never in a calorie deficit. But I just do my best to keep working on it. I do a lot of ab work. I do a lot of like stretching and different things that involve your hips, a lot of planking, a lot of side planks, anything to kind of tone up my side muscles and my abs to try and make me look more square. So my diet's no really changed since I started tea. I try and eat healthier, but it doesn't always work because, like I say, I prefer to eat junk food and takeaways than I do a salad. So I'm trying to think what other questions I've been asked recently. I should really get like a notepad and sit and check all this off as I do it, because I just like wing it every week. I don't really, I like to be honest, so I don't like to have anything pre-prepared, if you know what I mean. I just like it to come off as it is, which is natural. So I'm trying to think of like other things that folk have asked me. A lot of folk have asked if I'm going to get surgery. Yes, regardless of how hard I work my chest, I want top surgery. Regardless, because I'm still going to have skin, and I'm still not entirely happy with what I've got now. So I'll still opt for surgery. In terms of bottom surgery, I'm still undecided. I have obviously great bottom dysphoria, like many trans people do. That's one of your biggest fights, is your bottom dysphoria. But I'm undecided as to what surgery I want to go for, because there is like 2 main options, and I just don't know yet. Just now I'm more geared towards metoidioplasty, but I don't know, that could all change. I'm still too early on in my journey really to decide. For me anyway, I'm still too early on in my journey to decide what bottom surgery I want when I've not even had top surgery. Like, obviously I've thought about it and I know about it, and it's something I want. Preferably I'd just like, like a genuine penis transplant. Apparently there's a doctor in like Norway or somewhere that's already tried this, and he's wanting to gear it mainly towards the trans community. So find, in his mind, what he wants to find is a biological man who wishes to be a female and a biological female who wishes to be a man. Take them both in for surgery at the same time and just swap their genitalia. That's his plan, but whether or not that goes ahead is a different story. But that'd be awesome if it went ahead. I think that would make a lot of trans guys and trans women out there really happy if we could like just proper switch genitalia and it all work and look, as aesthetically pleasing as possible and as natural. But for me at this point, I'm still undecided in my bottom surgery. I'll definitely want it. I just don't know what version of bottom surgery I want. How I'll get the surgeries, I'm hoping obviously it'll be through the NHS. If not, then I'll just need to do what everybody else does and save, and possibly go with a GoFundMe page and hope, do you know what I mean, the kindness of my friends and family would donate and would help. But again, that's a while off yet. So for now, I just focus on doing my workouts and try to keep my chest as flat as possible with either taping or binding. Can't really think of much else. Bottom growth. Bottom growth's a big thing. I better not miss that out. That's like a big thing. There's probably people out there saying, say something about bottom growth, say something about bottom growth. So bottom growth is like amazing because it's just bottom growth, but at the same time it's uncomfortable. I'd maybe go as far sometimes as to say painful, but not all the time, so that's a bonus. I started noticing bottom growth within a week of being on T-gel. It started with like a tingling sensation, then it was like a kind of stabby sensation, and like you get randomly aroused. You'll be walking down the street and find yourself aroused at absolutely nothing, or perhaps a lamppost, or whatever you're into. It's just one of the joys of starting tea. That's what happens. You get growth, you get constantly aroused at the stupidest of things. You're literally like, in your libido, man, your sex drive just goes through the roof. You just through the roof, totally through the roof. For I don't know, I think it just goes through the roof. I don't think I ever really stopped thinking about it. It's just like, I don't know if any of you are into Korn. They're an old 90s rock band, but they had a song called Adidas that was all the I Dream About Sex, and that's kind of what tea feels like. That's what being on tea feels like. For me personally, there's probably people out there watching the video going, I didn't need to know that, man. I didn't want to hear that, and like my family and all that. But it's the truth. I'm not going to hide it. So it is what it is. I'm trying to, help other people that haven't been on this journey yet or that are on it. So in order to do that, I need to talk about the good, the bad and ugly, whether you want to hear it or not. So that's when you decide to switch off the video or keep it running. But aye, so expect, if you're waiting to start tea, or you're going to start tea, expect bottom growth and expect random arousal and a crazy sex drive that just feels like it never goes away. But you just learn to live with it, you learn to cope with it, you learn to deal with it, just like everything else. Hair I noticed really quickly as well, mega quickly. Within about 3 weeks. 3 weeks I've been on tea, I started noticing my leg hair getting thicker and more prominent, and hair in my belly, and now I've got like a full scale snail trail, which is really good. No bad hair in my legs as well. I'll show you, just can I get an idea? I don't know if you can see it in that light or not, but that's a whole lot hairier than what I was pre-tea. Snail trail is pretty decent. So, excuse the fat belly, like I say, I prefer to eat more junk than I do anything else, so it is what it is. So hair was a hard big thing, so be prepared for that. And spots, man, spots, acne, you get acne everywhere, and nobody tells you about the arse acne, nobody tells you about it. It should be like a warning, man. It should be like in bold writing everywhere. Be prepared for like arse acne, and it's so sore. You go to sit and you're like, ah, and you realise, you know what I mean? Oh, there I go, another spot in Mars. So be prepared for that. That's definitely one of the downsides to tea is arse acne. Thankfully, touch wood and all that, I don't have much right now, but I've had my spells and it's so painful, man. So painful. I've never felt pain like it in my life. So there's that. So be prepared for that. I make it sound bad, but it's really awesome. Like, anybody listening to this that obviously isn't trans will not get it. Like, I can only speak for me and other guys that I know that are on tea, and other guys that I know that are waiting for tea. Like, it doesn't matter what side effects you get, no matter how much arse acne you get, man. If you're anything like me, you're still grateful just to have your hormones. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'll take all the amount of arse spots you want as long as you just keep giving me tea. But so be prepared for that. So I don't know, I hope I've covered more than a few topics, and I hope you have enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed making it, because, well, I always do. Do you know what I mean? It's nice. Obviously I'd like hundreds of followers, because it helps spread awareness, but any one follow is great because it means somebody else has watched the video, and it's one other person that's listening to something about the trans community and that wants to listen. So that's a win. Do you know what I mean? So I always enjoy making the videos, so I hope you've enjoyed listening to me. Any questions, anything you want to know that I've not covered, or anything you specifically want to know about, comment, message me, put it under the video, whatever, and I'll answer it. And the usual, everybody just continue to stay safe in these strange times. Be kind to each other. Remember and reach out to all your pals and make sure that they're alright, and your family. And hopefully we'll all be on the other side of this COVID thing soon. And I guess I'll see you all next week.